the Dare Show podcast here. I just want to say happy birthday to Patty. She's 80. I think they're called octogenarians or something like that. Um, but she's been having a whole bunch of articles and a lot of coverage of her birthday party, which is really cool and really fun. Oh my god, which is really cool and really fun. What was I gonna say? I guess it was like a surprise birthday party. But anyways, um, a couple of articles came out. One was like really going through her life, talking about the regular stuff. Um, what's it called? The regular Elton John, Mick Jagger, Live Aid. Just like really going through like the highlights of her career. Laura Nero, just everything. But the one thing that stood out to me two things stood out. Her kind of revealing that she was in a relationship with Eric Seitz, her drummer, which I'm guessing is not there anymore. They're not together anymore, which is interesting. Because he was always by her side. No, backstage, like the backstage. He would do his own like backstage stuff, and you would see him with her sometimes. But even recently, last year, he was showing us her making her album. That's what it was. And it's like a little snippet. I think it was on Instagram. It was like a stories, and I didn't have time to like download it or whatever. So I guess they're not together anymore, but it's interesting that she did reveal that. And Zuri, her manager, her son was like not happy that they were together because of his age. like whatever. The second thing that was really, 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 really exciting is she finally, I guess we're finally gonna get the album this year, but we know how like Patti in time, her timing is in like a different warp than the rest of the world. But actually it's really nice seeing all these like pictures and videos of her birthday party and just like really her career. If you look, you can just look on my page, the Dare Show podcast. I have a ton of Patti LaBelle videos, singing videos, little clip it moments, a lot of really fun shorts from her acting moments. The one video that I really loved, the one thing that, she doesn't necessarily do so much anymore, but one thing that I don't think anybody else in this world or anybody else in the R&B thing, the one thing I always talk about Patti LaBelle is her operatic thing that she has, opera thing that she does. And her bringing opera to R&B music is just like my favorite fun fact. Even though she didn't, there's like a couple of times studio version wise where she brought that operatic tone, but most of the time it's really live, and she'll bring that like opera thing to like just random moments in songs, and that's my favorite thing. And it's nothing trained, I don't think. I think it just came naturally after like hard work and continually singing. Her voice got really stronger to me in like the Burning era. But anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, the opera thing. So she would just step away from the mic at the end of certain songs and just like belt out to the crowd the song. And it was just like this totally different thing that nobody else did. And it's called I Don't Need a Mic. I'm Patti LaBelle. If you just search that, that'll pop up. But yeah, happy birthday to Patti LaBelle, one of my favorite artists. Wait, the album. So she gave us the album title, and I was like, oh, okay. So the album title is called 8065, and um, she said because she's turning 80, and she's been in the industry for 65 years, right? I think that's what it was. And when you think about it, you turn like 80, you're like, damn, that's kind of old. I mean, 65 years doing something. It's like, damn, that's kind of old. All these like ups and downs and changes. The other thing about Patti LaBelle is that is so funny to me is it's like every year it's a new wig. Every decade it's a new wig from the 80s hairstyle, from this, what is it, 60s, no, the 70s, the late the early 70s LaBelle look, and then the solo 70s Patti LaBelle look, and then the 80s Patti LaBelle look with a little bit more weight on her, and the success of um 86 and the success of Stirred Up and New Attitude, literally changing the trajectory of her life, leaving um Philly International and going to a bigger label. Would you guys consider that a bigger label? I mean, Philly International is a really successful and pumped out really successful artist. But I think in terms of like her success, in terms of like a pop success or a public success, that from that last Philly International album to like Stir It Up, and then we're going to On My Own and The Winner in You. I was like, what the heck is that album called? The Winner in You album. And then it kind of like walked a little bit at the end. I mean, yeah, yeah. I don't think she had another #1 album like that ever again. I mean, really good hits. I mean, all her singles are like gold or platinum, and that adds up, baby. So it's her, yeah. And then like the whole like different look from the 80s to the bigger hair, and then she tones it down as she turns 50, and she looked like her grandmother when she turned 50 with that wig. And then the Gems album. And then the late 90s, she gets the divorce and she loses the weight, and her waist is smaller and the ponytail. Like it's so funny how she looks like 100,000 different women. But I think that's just like the black woman thing. It's funny to me. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. But yeah, happy birthday, 80. Okay, so let me move along to the Beyonce of it all. So there was this thing going on that came out from somebody. Oh, I meant to go to that Instagram account. B for Cozy said, due to leaks of information about the film, before the official announcement, Beyonce almost gave up on releasing Renaissance, a film by Beyonce. Revealed the CEO of AMC. Now the thing was, it was just like, what? What do you mean? I was very confused, but it ended up being that it was supposed to be a secret that this film was coming out, and so somebody ended up telling the secret out. But the thing was, Taylor Swift's film was a secret, and it ended up staying a secret. So I guess because the secret got out, I don't know who. I don't see, like, life is so quick and so fuzzy at this point. It's just like I don't necessarily remember like rumors about a film, because the rumor about the film came from her team. I think before she left Europe, they were like, yeah, we're gonna tape the Houston shows. It was like that dude that probably I don't know if he got fired or not, because I was like, why is he telling all of this to the fans? And not even like, that it's a big deal that she was taping them. But I'm like, eventually something was gonna come out of it, hopefully, and you weren't just gonna keep stockpiling all these concerts and put them in your archive again and not release anything. So the leak for me, I thought was like the dude in Europe that was talking about, yeah, we're gonna tape all these shows when we get to America. And plus, I'm sure she's been taping pretty much all of her shows, or a good majority of the shows, other than the ones in Houston, Atlanta, and New Orleans, and oh my god, these other shows. I mean, that's a huge chunk of shows anyways. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. So then that like plays into this thing of Beyonce. The working title. What did I say the title was? The title was something about Beyonce does what she wants, whatever. My thing with the Beyonce thing is that she's coming off. Tina. So earlier Tina was like, Tina knows her mom was like doing a bunch of interviews for Sacred, which I think I need to talk about Sacred later. I kind of want some oatmeal, but anyways, let me continue on to Beyonce. So Tina was like talking about the video that she released about Sacred, and she had taped it a while ago. She was saying, well, yeah, it was like a couple of months ago when the Sacred was released. And it was like showing Beyonce doing her Sacred wash day, whatever stuff. The thing about that is, I didn't realize how many people, I guess a lot of people don't really, they do a lot of stuff on their wash day. My wash day, I'm doing nothing but washing my hair. And it's a good like 2 hour process. But I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. I don't want to go out looking crazy. I'm blowing drying my hair. I'm under the shower cap. I'm deep conditioning. So I'm just like, I can't believe people don't like just have a whole day just to wash their hair. But I guess everybody has a different life, so whatever. But she was just like, yeah, Beyonce had like clean, she had did her video and she was gonna put it out, but people kept saying, oh, she ain't got no hair and we need to see her do it. I guess, quote unquote, bullying her into doing it, but she didn't necessarily do it. So she just scrapped it. Well, she didn't scrap it. She just said, I'm not going to put it out now. F them niggas. So I was just like, oh my gosh. Why would she say that? Why would she do that to us? But the thing is, going back to like, and then everybody was saying, I'm going to tie this together. Hold on. Everybody was saying, oh, this is probably a reason why. Oh, this part, this film thingy, is probably a reason why she didn't put out the music videos or the visuals for Renaissance. And because people were like putting things together and connecting the dots, yada yada yada. And I'm like, I don't think I don't I feel like we need to get her to understand. I feel like she needs to understand that we're not trying to force her to do anything. We're not trying to bully her into doing anything. But my whole thing was she's not gonna do it because we say to do it. She's not gonna go fold under pressure and put out the videos, put out whatever we're asking for. She's definitely I do understand because I can be like that way. You keep asking me for something, I'm just not gonna give it to you. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing that I really wanted to say. We keep asking her for stuff, and she's just like, I'm not gonna give it to you. But it's just like it feels like this is like this normal cycle of like people putting out music videos, especially for her at this point in her career. It's like you're feeding us so much stuff, and then you don't put it out, and we're asking why it's not out so much to the point where you're like, I'm just not gonna put it out because you guys keep asking about it. Just like you guys, this leak happened with the Renaissance film. Oh, I'm just not gonna put it out because now it's leaked, and it's like this whole like secrecy, not gonna do stuff. It's just like what? Where have we gone wrong? It's so. It's so weird, but I slightly understand where she's coming from. Like, you're not gonna make me do anything I don't want to do, especially if I didn't have any intentions of doing it. Or I had intentions of doing it. Now, I guess she felt like bullied or whatever. But I'm just like, turn your comments off. Like, come on, girl. I mean, most of the positive comments are coming, negative comments are probably coming from people who are not fans. And let me tell you, there are people who are not fans and have everything critical to say about this lady. I, on the other hand, I'm coming from a not a stan anymore. Well, I guess I am a stan. I'm not a stan like I used to be. I can't keep up. Like, I'm almost 30. I can't keep up with everything. But I'm coming from like a healthy critical point of view from my perspective. Um, I think that's all I had to say about that, which I found very interesting. So now there is this. Somebody was talking about Casey Musgrave. Now, before, a little bit after the announcement of or I think it was a little bit after the album came out, Cowboy Carter, somebody was like, Casey Musgrave had worked with Beyonce and they did like a couple of songs together or something like that. I can't remember. It was a little fuzzy information. But now it was talking about Beyonce was almost on Casey Musgrave's album. Now, I never heard of a Casey Musgrave song. I do remember Casey winning a bunch of Grammys a couple of years ago. That's the only thing I know about this lady. But let's read. When we started working on Star-Crossed, I signed a new publishing deal with Sony. I had the crazy idea of, what if we got Beyonce on a song? It turns out I was able to get that music to her. She really reacted to Star-Crossed before the record was done and sent a beautiful email to Casey. For a while there, we were going back and forth, and there was a song called Good Wife. Oh. That it looked for a minute like Beyonce was going to do a verse on. In the end, it didn't work out. Aww. I guess I gotta go listen to Good Wife and hear what could have happened. um, yeah, I don't understand what this lady and Casey Musgrave, like, where does this love for Casey Musgrave come from? Because we heard about her almost doing Cowboy Carter songs. Now Beyonce would have almost been on her album. I guess she's just expanding her horizons and singing all kinds of songs to everybody, which is really cool. Really random, but really interesting. I think that's all I gotta say about Beyonce. I don't think there's anything else going on besides Tina doing a bunch of interviews for Sacred, which is really cool. I think I need to give like a little Sacred review because I am kind of enjoying Sacred. But all right, that's all I got to say. Thanks for listening. This is the Dare Show podcast. I'm on Instagram at My Love My Need Tonight. Let me know what you guys thought about what I'm going to say. I think later I'm going to talk about the Chromatica Ball because, first of all, the Chromatica Ball film isn't even out yet. Like, it's supposed to be out today, right? Today's Saturday. But it's not out. It's 10 a.m. and it's not out. I keep checking and it's not available. So I have some thoughts about the Chromatica Ball. I guess I'll go live later, or I guess once I watch it, which will probably be in a couple of days now. But whatever. Thanks for listening.